It's a show. It's a podcast show. Welcome to the Julie Cross Podcast Show. Empowering, energising and entertaining. Hello friends, Julie Cross here. Welcome to the podcast show. Would love to tell you a story today. Always love a good story. And this is a story about a taxi driver that I met recently in Sydney. I think we forget sometimes that inspiration is everywhere and can come from all kinds of people. You don't have to be an inspirational speaker to inspire somebody with something you said. You don't have to be at a seminar to be inspired by somebody around you. And so this gentleman inspired me this day with the conversation. And this is the other reason we miss some of these moments is because we don't have the conversations. We're in a taxi, busy looking at our phones or looking at our schedule, not making any conversation. And I know sometimes I do that too, but I'm just saying every now and again there will be a gift in saying hello, and the gift will follow after the hello. So this gentleman was from Ghana. And we spoke for a little while of just about general, how are you today and how's the weather, those kind of things. And we chatted for a bit longer, and then I said to him, where was he from? I asked him where he was from, and he said Ghana, and I asked how long he'd been in Australia, and he'd been here for 16 years. I then asked the question, because I'm very interested to know how we are perceived by other people, because all we hear is what's on the news, but I wondered from a real person in a real life, what's their perception? And I wanted to know his perception of how he had been treated, how we have treated him in those 16 years generally as fellow Australians. And he went on to say to me this. He said, well, I would have to say that mostly I have been treated well by people in Australia and accepted. And he said, of course, there is the odd time where that hasn't been the case and somebody has said something hurtful or derogatory. And he said, but do you know what? It's up to me what I do with that. He said, because if they said that and I let it affect me, what does that say about me? That I would choose to let their negative comment about me affect me and my life. Because you see, we are all human beings, and when you understand that, he said, it's just so much easier to understand that human beings are all over the world, and wherever you go, somebody may say something hurtful in whatever country you're in. And he said, once I understand that, I can let it go. He said, because where would I go to avoid that? There is nowhere I could go to totally avoid somebody saying something disrespectful to me. And I think that was a really valid point, and I think there was so much wisdom in that, because we so often like to say, the quote is often in the reverse, where if somebody says something negative to you, it says more about them to you than you. It says more about them than you. But he really flipped that on the head and said, if somebody says something negative to me and I let it affect me, well, it says more about me and how I'm feeling about me than it does about the other person. And that's a really empowering way to think, because I can never control what everybody else says and does around me. And human nature will always have a part to play in that. The only thing I can ever control, no matter what country I'm in, what family I'm in, what workplace I'm in, what situation I'm in, what relationship I'm in, the only thing I can ever truly control is my reaction to what they have said to me and about me. And that's really empowering. And so I thanked him for that wisdom that day. And, you know, this is a taxi driver from Ghana. We get caught up in thinking that you have to have a degree to make a profound effect on the world or the people around you, or that you have to be academically educated or have a high-profile job or be earning a certain amount of money. And that's, you know, sometimes the greatest wisdom comes from the most ordinary moments. So be aware of those ordinary moments, and so that you can access that wonderful wisdom that is all around us. Thank you. You have a great day.
Love to hear your thoughts about this show, or if there is something that you would love discussed on the Julie Cross podcast show, then please head over to iTunes and leave a review. Love to hear from you.